friends, this is Bev, our half-acre homestead. I'm not doing a whole lot of fancy stuff today. I got spaghetti in the crock, my bread dough's rising, and I'm going to make, I had some leftover stale slices of bread. Now this is homemade bread, so it's good stuff. But what I've done, I've buttered the casserole dish, cubed up a bunch of bread, and sliced up a bunch of apples, and I've tossed it all together in this casserole dish. We are going to make one of my mother-in-law's favorites, because she's here visiting, bread pudding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some milk, and this is obviously my fresh goat's milk from this morning. And you know, folks, I don't measure. What you're going to get is you want enough eggs for the custard. So we're going to add a little bit of cornstarch. Whoops. I'm going to say about a tablespoon of cornstarch. Now this is going to soak into the bread. And so it's not going to be pudding like, you know, like chocolate pudding. It's going to be like a pudding. It's going to be thick and viscous, and you're going to top it with whipped cream. Now this is my new present from my mummy-in-law. I say mum, when I call it say mummy, I'm talking about my mother-in-law because, as you know, my mum died when I was younger. We're just going to get the little whisks going here. And that's the milk and the cornstarch. Oh, we'll take the feather off that egg there. That's how fresh that one is. And we're just going to put in about 4 to 5 eggs. Because basically what we're making is a custard. And there's 5. All of these were laid today. The milk was crushed today. Cornstarch was courtesy of Fleischmann's. Now in that, I'm going to pour about a half a cup of honey. You can use sugar if you like. My apples are a little bit brown because I didn't soak them in lemon juice. Now, if you're having anything sweet, you just want a little dash of salt. Okay. We're going to dump some cinnamon in here. I'm going to say about a teaspoon maybe. We like cinnamon, so sometimes it's more. And I'm going to grab the nutmeg. Now, nutmeg is strong, so we just put a little pinch in there. And that looks whipped. Now let's just have a little taste to make sure I put enough honey in. You don't have to measure as long as you know your basic ingredients and what needs to go in. And you always measure to taste. That's actually quite sweet. Now if you have day-old donuts or something, plain donuts, you can make what's called a sweet bread pudding. But this is a traditional apple bread pudding. You can put raisins in here, any other kind of dried fruit you like. Turn it off because it's lovely and whipped, and we're going to lift this up. We're going to just take this off, and now what we're going to do is we're just going to pour this, and I may have made too much, but we're just going to pour this all over the pudding, all over the bread cubes and the apples. I'm sorry, I didn't say. Now if you notice, this is going to get, it's very liquidy. See, you're gonna, but your bread is stale, folks, and you want that bread to soak up a lot of liquid. Now what I'm going to do, sorry for the camera running around, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the lid on the casserole dish, and I'm going to put this in the fridge to let it absorb, and then later we're going to bake it, and we're going to add some whipped cream, and it is going to be so good you just will not know what hit you. Alright, that from our half-acre homestead. We'll be back. There we go, folks. Now, this has been soaking in the custard mix for about, I don't know, several hours. It's going to go in the oven at 350 degrees, and it'll be nice and hot when it comes out for dessert. We'll see you after. There's our bread pudding, fresh out of the oven, and it's just lovely and spongy, and we're just going to cut a piece. Oh yeah, lovely and hot and puddingy. Now we're just gonna, oops, sorry about the steam. We are just gonna top this with some whipped cream, and Mum, this is one of her favorite desserts, is gonna tell us if, once again, the fact that I don't measure doesn't matter. It's hot though. Oh, you gotta blow on it. It's a little hot. Don't burn your mouth.
good.
All right, there you go. Bread pudding. Quick, easy, and economical.
I'm half fed down here. I'm half fed down here on old Parchment's farm. Baby, please don't go.